5, 4, 3, 2.
You don't say the last. It's okay.
Anaconda. I don't want to wait, man.
Doug, what are you talking about?
Let's do it. Let's reboot Anaconda.
Yes.
Wait.
What?
Let's talk about Anaconda 2025. Yes, indeed, they made a reboot to Anaconda, but let me tell you, this one's worth seeing because it is like a meta reboot of sorts. The film stars Jack Black, Steve Zahn, you also have Thandiwe and Paul Rudd in this, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. I was not excited for this movie whatsoever. I said, you know what the hell else are they gonna do here? Because I knew it was like a meta reboot of sorts, but I was just like, is this gonna work or is it not? I'm here to tell you, I laughed the whole time and I came out of this movie inspired, something I didn't expect at all. So let's get into my thoughts and my opinions on Anaconda and if you should check it out or not. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We've been a little bit slacking here on the channel towards the end of the year, and that's because our internet's been out and who knows when it's coming back on. Only AT&T does, call me. But anyways, let's talk about Anaconda. So Anaconda revolves around a group of friends who are looking to reboot Anaconda when one of them comes across the rights to it, and they think this be the best way for them to break through. They've all had these aspirations to go into filmmaking and become something, but life of course comes and leads you on different paths, and they all reunite after a birthday and they're like, hey, let's do this movie, let's do Anaconda. So they are going to remake 1997's Ice Cube and J-Lo's film Anaconda, and I was so intrigued by everything, the way it was sort of like poking fun at the business, also the idea of reboots, the Anaconda film itself and all of that, and it was a good time. The jokes were really quick, they were snappy. This is from the director of The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, who did that film that I thought was so great and underappreciated with Pedro Pascal and Nicolas Cage. If you have not watched that movie, go watch it. Be prepared to laugh throughout the whole thing because it's incredible. Here, I think it's a bit of a step down from that film. I think The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent is a lot better and funnier, but this film still holds its own weight, I think. The performances from Jack Black and Paul Rudd are really great. I think that they work really well together. There's something about Jack Black's humor that I cannot describe to you. He knows how to do these obnoxious things, but they don't feel obnoxious. They're genuinely funny, and I think that's an art in of itself. Paul Rudd, of course, has his own type of humor, and I think Steve Zahn and Thandiwe also have some pretty great moments here. Now, the film, I will tell you, it does feel a little bit predictable. You know where it's going, and it does feel like it's more like sketches that are sort of stitched together, but at the end of the day, it kind of works out, and I still had a pretty good time with the film overall. It does have its few surprises here and there, depending if you've been keeping up with the marketing or not. If you have, maybe they've been spoiled, but if you haven't, I think that going into this, especially with a full crowd on Christmas Day, I think it's going to really serve up for a good experience because the crowd really makes this. A lot of the reactions and all of that are really great here, and honestly, the writing could be tweaked a bit. There's some jokes that don't fully land, but there's some bits that really are executed in a way that you're just like watching it unfold, and you're just like, this is honestly so hilarious. So overall, I will tell you, I would definitely check out Anaconda, especially if you were a fan or at least watched the first one. I think you get some pretty good humor there, or somebody who is really into the industry and all of that and keeps up with the day-to-days. It really is a movie that pokes fun of itself and also the business, and that gives some pretty good laughs here and there. I think that this movie is going to be a movie that a lot of people are going to appreciate. I know it definitely feels a bit weaker than a lot of the other movies coming out on Christmas Day, but for a movie that's there to entertain you and to just give you a good time, I think Anaconda is going to do that perfectly. There really isn't a, I would say, like thing that's going to be memorable at the end of it or a movie you go back to. I think it's just one of those movies you just watch and you just have a good time while you're sitting with whoever you're sitting with, or just a full theater crowd by yourself, and you just have a grand time just laughing at some of the things here. Definitely more of a lighthearted type of vibe here. It doesn't really try to reinvent anything or be like the meta commentary to end all meta commentary. It's just meta commentary about the industry, reboots, and all of that. And I enjoyed it. There were some bits here that I'm just thinking about right now that are so great that really still stuck with me, and maybe they will with you too. So overall, I would definitely check out Anaconda. It is a fun time. One of those movies that I think definitely is paving way for a way to make movies be funny and also self-deprecating and still be good. I don't know if that makes any sense. If you're looking for something that's also close to the Anaconda film from 97, it does have its moments with the action, and I would say there's a little bit of 1 or 2 jump scares about it, but not really much of a jump scare because I don't think the CGI and all that really lends itself here. This is definitely more of a comedy film with some elements of action and a little bit of thrills and horror, not really the Anaconda thriller from 97. I'll also tell you to stick it out to the end because there's definitely something waiting for you there, and it makes me wonder about the possibilities of where they want to take this if this does indeed make some money at the theater, because I mean, if this makes enough money, I don't think that the idea of a sequel is out of the realm of possibility with Sony, because they would definitely pounce on that as fast as Anaconda. So I'm definitely waiting to see what happens this weekend, and I'd be okay with it. I think this group of Thandie Newton, Steve Zahn, Jack Black, and Paul Rudd are a pretty good mix. They all bring their different type of vibe and humor to it, and it all really meshes well together by the end. And there's some surprises, like I said, so make sure that you don't look anything up about this movie. Go watch it if you really just want to have a good time, a good laugh here and there. Don't take it too seriously. Just know you're going in for some lighthearted bits and jokes here, stitched together sketches in a way, but still work, and almost a good arc as well for all of these characters. A little bit of an emotional payoff too, and a little bit inspiring is what you're going to get here. And I think that's pretty much the recipe for a pretty good holiday movie. It turns out the Anaconda could just be a great holiday movie as well. But let me know your thoughts and your opinions in the comments down below about Anaconda, if you've watched it or plan to watch it, or if you hated it. Let me know why. I'm curious to know. It did get a pretty low score, what I'm seeing throughout, but I think that it's definitely a movie I would recommend for sure if you're just looking for a good, fun time. This one's it. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. Make sure you follow us from all the things you love. We're going to be talking about other Christmas movies coming out, like No Other Choice, Marty Supreme, the SpongeBob movie, all of that, so stay tuned. And as always, I'll see all of you next time on the road to 50,000 subscribers. Let's get to it. We have our top 10 end of year list as well coming out in the following days. Don't miss out on that, and I'll see all of you next time. Stay safe, stay positive.
This is gonna be the adventure of a lifetime.
We've dreamed of making this movie ever since we were kids.
What does it cost to get this thing made?
$2.5 million.
We've approved a loan for up to $9,000.